Last night, someone you had not thought about for years appeared in your dream. Not because you searched their name. Maybe it was an old friend. Maybe someone you once loved. They just walked into the dream. Inside the dream, they did not feel far away. They felt present, almost too present. Then you woke up, and one question stayed in the room with you. Why them? Was my brain trying to tell me something? Sometimes your brain notices something during the day, something so small that you do not even stop for it. Then at night, it returns in a strange form. You think you forgot. Brain did not forget everything. Why old people feel so strong in dreams? A long time ago, people were not just people. People meant community. People meant safety. People meant belonging. If the group accepted you, your body felt safer. If the group abandoned you, your body remembered that too. Modern life changed the setting. But the ancient brain still treats people as powerful emotional signals. So when an old person appears in a dream, your brain may not only be showing a face, it may be showing a feeling: safety, loss, love, rejection. Sometimes it is showing you what you once felt around them. During the day, you may not notice anything special. You walk past a stranger. Their smile looks slightly familiar. You hear a song in a coffee shop. It sounds like a song attached to one small moment in your life. You hear a sentence that sounds like something someone used to say. You do not say, "This reminds me of someone." But your brain may still mark it. You may forget the song. You may forget the face. You may forget the moment. But I didn't even think about that person today. You did not think. But brain noticed. By day, your brain catches a signal. By night, it turns that signal into a story. At night, your brain does not replay life like a camera. It becomes more like a filmmaker. It takes a signal from today. Then it cuts to an older memory. It adds a feeling. And suddenly, someone from years ago appears. Not because your brain forced that person into your sleep, but because your brain found an emotional connection. So my brain is making a movie? Brain, not camera. Brain storyteller. Your brain is not replaying reality. It is emotionally editing reality. Are dreams messages? For thousands of years, humans believed dreams were messages. Warnings from gods, voices from ancestors, signs from the universe. And honestly, it is easy to understand why. Some dreams feel too emotional to seem random. Some dreams feel like they know something about you. So dreams are messages? Not always. So they are just random? Not always. Dreams live in a strange space between biology and meaning. They may not predict the future, but they can reveal what your brain is still trying to process. A dream is not always a message from the universe. Sometimes it is a message from your own emotional memory. Scientists still do not fully understand dreams, but they do understand something important. Dreams often happen during REM sleep. REM is the sleep stage where the brain can become very active. Your body is resting, but the inner theater of the brain can become bright and alive. During dreaming, the brain may work with memory and emotion, but it does not always organize them neatly. It works with fragments. A face here, a place over there, a feeling from years ago. Then it builds a scene from pieces that were never next to each other in real life. You look at the floating fragments. So the dream may not be about that person only. Yes, sometimes the person is a symbol. Sometimes they represent an old feeling, an old wound, an old version of you, or an old kind of safety you have not felt in a long time. Why you forget most dreams. Many people say, "I do not dream." You probably dreamed. Your waking mind just did not keep the memory. Most dreams disappear quickly, sometimes within minutes. You wake up with a clear scene. Then you blink. The scene fades. You try to hold it, but it slips away. Only the feeling remains. I remember the emotion, but I can't remember the story anymore. Strong feeling stays. Dream passes. Dreams may be important for processing, but not always for remembering, because dreaming is not like studying. When you study, your waking brain is paying attention. It repeats, it organizes, it tries to store the information. But when you dream, your brain is not sitting at a desk with a notebook. It is more like an editor working in the dark. It pulls out old faces, old places, old feelings. Then it tries to connect them. The goal may not be to save the whole dream. The goal may be to process the emotion behind it. That is why the story disappears. But the feeling stays. You may forget the words. You may forget the order of events. But you remember one thing clearly: how it felt. So maybe your brain did not fail to remember the dream. Maybe it only kept the part it cared about most: the emotion. You cannot fully control what you dream, but you can change the atmosphere your brain carries into sleep. At night, you lie in bed with your phone. One more video, one more memory, one more worry. Too many signals. You sigh. I just wanted to relax. You wanted rest. But brain received more signals. The goal is not to force a perfect dream. The goal is to make the nervous system feel a little safer before sleep. Less scrolling, softer light, fewer emotional arguments before bed. One small thought written down. One unfinished worry placed outside the bed. Not because this gives you magical control, but because a quieter evening gives your brain fewer sharp signals to turn into dreams. So if someone old appears in your dream tonight, you do not need to panic. You do not need to decode everything, and you do not need to dismiss every dream as meaningless. Maybe your brain is simply holding an old feeling up to the light, not to hurt you, not to confuse you, but to carry it a little more gently. A dream is not always a message from the universe. Sometimes it is a message from your own emotional memory. Your brain is not broken. It is not trying to disturb you. It is using an ancient system to sort modern feelings. Brain tells you a story. Maybe the goal is not to understand every dream perfectly. Maybe the goal is softer than that. To notice what feeling stayed. To ask gently, what did this bring up in me? And then let the dream pass, like smoke from a small fire. Thank you for watching. If this helped you understand your mind in a calmer way, subscribe. And we will keep exploring modern problems through ancient survival instincts.